Lem Barney, former Detroit Lion. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be here and perhaps to shed some insights and some understandings about the game after playing it for 21 years from middle school through 11 years with the Lions. It was a joy for me. I enjoyed it. As a young kid, football was my goal, my dream, and my aspirations. And I followed the line that was taught me by coaches and educators alike, and I don't think I turned out to be a bad football player. But as I look at the slogan here, healthy mind, healthy body, it's almost an oxymoron for the game of football. It's very tough to have a healthy mind and a healthy body. You may go into the game with a healthy mind and a healthy body from its initial, but it's a very violent game today. The game has gotten stronger, bigger, faster, quicker, and in a lot of cases, more intelligent. You can look at a guy like Dominic Sue. I mean, who would believe a guy at 6'5", 310 pounds could run a 4.7 40? And when you look at the collision today, when the immovable force meets the immovable object, something's got to give, and normally it's a body part. People often ask me, do I miss the game? Do I wish I could still play with all the money that they're making today? And even with all of that, I'd say, heck no. If I could start all over again, I would be a truck driver. Or maybe a cab driver. But no, football wouldn't be my choice as it was as a young middle school kid that started out in Sturgis Junior High in San Bernardino, California, then back to Gulfport, Mississippi at 33rd Avenue High School and on to Jackson State University to complete an education, 4 years with my degree and then 11 years with the Detroit Lions. I mean, honors, citations, rewards, awards. I received as many as most, but if I had the occasion to do it again, as I've been trying to tell Lem the Fourth, my grandson, not to play football. Oh no, Granddad, quick feet like yours, quick feet like yours. Forget about the quick feet, I tell him, have a quick mind. Go into baseball, basketball, track, golf, tennis, volleyball, or something. But the game is becoming more deadly today. It's a great game. I think it's the greatest game. If you like gladiatorism, it's the greatest game for yesteryear's gladiators. But I can see visually in the next 10 to maybe 20 years, society will alleviate football altogether because of how strong it is becoming, how big it's becoming, and the tenacity it already is. And it's going to only get worse. But I mean, if I can do anything to help to redirect the helmet hits, and that's where it all starts. I was fortunate enough to still be around now. I found out after I was out of the game that I had 7, maybe 8 concussions. And I said maybe 8 concussions because there were 2 circles that were almost in an identical spot on the lobes of my right side. I had them on the lobes of my left side of my brain. And I found out one morning while reading the Bible that the words started running like ants on the page. So I began to put Visine, Murine in my eyes for about 2.5 months, and one day my wife caught me. What are you doing that for every morning, Lem? And I told her, you need to go see an ophthalmologist. I go see an ophthalmologist on the east side, and as he's perusing through my eyes with the light, he jerks up with fright on his face and turns on his light. He said, Lem, when did you get these concussions? So out of ignorance, I looked at him and I said, Doc, I've never had a concussion. Backed up, he says, you never had a concussion? I said, no, sir, Doc. He said, how long did you tell me you played football? I said, 21 years from middle school to 11 years in the league. He looked at me and said, this brother must be smoking something. He turned the lights out again and stayed in my eyes for about 10 minutes. He flipped the lights on, and with ease, he said, Lem, I see where you had 7, maybe 8 concussions. You can see through the lobes of you can look through my eyes, through the lobes of my brain, and see spots. One spot was the size of a silver dollar. And I said, what does that mean? He said, you're out a long time. And my first KO, I was out for 33 minutes at Tiger Stadium. So over the years, I had 6 more. And as a result, I'm still around to say that if I could play another opportunity in sports competitively, it certainly wouldn't be football. And again, I think really in the next 10 to 20 years, there may be even something that they're going to maybe have flag football instead of helmet hitting football, because the game has become that dangerous.
Hey, Lem, I'm Ray Ells from Pro Sports Legacy. I'd like to ask Coach Hoke if you could give us a response to that as to what you guys are doing to make the game safer for players today.
Well, I think the way you teach it is one way. You know, is it a fast game? Is it a hard-hitting game? Is it a contact game? You know, sometimes violent. There's no question. I mean, but at the same time, I think there's better ways that we can continue to teach and continue. You know, I don't know what the manufacturers of helmets and all those things, how far that can go. But I think there's ways that we can help, especially educating guys at a young age, you know, and coaches at a young age.